Vega Protein Crisps, a nutritious alternative to between meal snacking? Depends on what you're looking for. Welcome, I'm John with John Health and Fitness. No miracles, real life. Part of real life is trying to find nutritious alternatives for between meal snacking. Today we're looking at Vega Protein Crisps. Right off the bat, I might be pronouncing Vega wrong. You can let me know that in the comments. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing crisps correctly though, even though I have difficulty saying it. So, do these fit the bill? Let's go straight to the nutrition facts. This Vega Crisps serving size is 200 calories. That's one bag. That's a very big snack, something you want to keep in mind. Now with those 200 calories, you're getting 8 grams of fat, about 19 grams of carbohydrates, and 15 grams of protein. If you're looking for a high protein chip snack, this looks like it fits the bill. How does that compare to, say, a regular bag of potato chips? I like to use the Lay's potato chips because it's basically a generic stand-in for grabbing a salty, crunchy snack. Now you'll note that a serving size of Lay's is 160 calories. Serving size is completely arbitrary. You can eat as many chips as you like. So let's gross that 160 calories up to meet the 200 calories that is the Vega. So we can do an apples and apples comparison in terms of caloric content. So an equivalent 200 calorie serving of Lay's potato chips would have 12.5 grams of fat, just under 19 grams of carbs, basically the same sugar and fiber, 2.5 grams of protein. Basically you're swapping protein for fat when you go from the Lay's regular potato chips to these Vega Crisps. Now you're swapping in a lot more protein in terms of grams than you are taking out in fat, but that's because fat has 9 calories per gram, whereas protein is 4 calories per gram. Basically, you're removing 40 calories in fat and adding in 50 calories of protein. Carbohydrates are essentially the same, the rest is just rounding errors. So if that's the kind of trade-off you're looking for in your snacking, again, this is not exactly paleo or keto. This is a decent amount of carbs. You've got basically the same amount of carbs in both, but you're trading off the fat and you're getting a bunch of protein. Now back to that salt. That's something I'd like to highlight. Even grossing up the Lay's potato chips, these are salty potato chips, right? This is the regular ones, it's not their low sodium version. 212.5 milligrams of sodium in the Lay's, 430 grams of sodium in the Vega chips. Now I come across this a lot with these kind of protein chips. I think they're trying to cover up the protein taste essentially, and what you're losing by taking out the fat by just throwing a salt bomb on these things. So it's not something you want to do a lot. Most studies coming out lately are indicating that salt is probably not that big a deal for people who don't have a particular problem like hypertension, but still, that's a huge chunk of salt. So this is not something you necessarily want to make a daily habit with the Lay's or the Vega. So those are the facts, the objective data. What about the subjective part of this, taste and texture? Let's take a look. Alright, so this is the whole bag. I'll tell you what, these have a really odd look to them. They are vaguely structured like corn chips, and yet not. They're just almost haphazardly put together. I honestly tell you, I can find that just a little oddly unappetizing. But otherwise, leaving that aside, they have a nice crisp to them. Nice crunch. Calling these crisps was a good idea because they're not really like anything else, so just call them crisps. That's generic enough that it works. But you can tell this bag, by the way, just want to show you the quantity. That's a fair amount. I've only had a few. What about taste and basically mouthfeel? I actually like these. I think the crunch is really good. The flavor is relatively subtle. I like a garlic and herb because that's what I felt like. It just sounded like a good fit for these kind of crisps. I haven't tried anything else. But overall, these are good. Also, and I've mentioned before in some other videos, it's a big bag. It's got a lot of crunch. There's a lot in this thing, so you'll get a good deal of pleasure, just eating pleasure, from sitting down and eating a bag of these. Of course, this is highly subjective, and I'll throw some Amazon review comments after the disclaimers at the end of this video. You can take a look at those. There's always differences of opinion on this, but these I think work for me. I like these, and I will throw an affiliate link down in the description for them if you'd like to buy these. I buy them by the box from Amazon. I find that's the cheapest way to get them. Before you go, check out that subscriber button in the corner there. Hit the alert bell so you get future videos. We do nutrition, motivation, exercise, the works here. Also, you can check out my website, johnhealthandfitness.com, and leave a comment before you go. Again, how do you pronounce them? Is it Vega or Vega? I think it could be either one. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I appreciate spending some time. Check these out, and hope to see you again. Actual Amazon reviews. From Kafali. Ew. From KO. Gross. Finally. From G3. The mouthfeel is like cardboard, and the taste, while not repulsive, is not good enough to compensate for the texture. And there's a marketing line for you. Vega Protein Crisps. The flavor is not repulsive. As always, opinions differ when it comes to taste and texture, but I do like them.